Hey, I'm Allison from Learning at the Primary Pond. I'm a literacy specialist, and in this video, I have a special treat for you. In this video, I'm going to be interviewing one of our Literacy Club members, Christine. She's an amazing kindergarten teacher and also a leader in our Literacy Club's community. I think you're really going to enjoy just hearing about her story, and she has some good advice for us at the end of the interview. So before we dive in, just a little reminder, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, make sure and do that now, and then also hit the little bell so that you're notified every time I post a brand new video about teaching literacy in K2. Hey Christine, thanks so much for joining me today. I'm excited to chat with you.
Hi.
So for everybody who's watching, I know Christine a little bit, but I would love to share with you all just a little bit about her story and her life as a teacher and her just being a part of the Literacy Club. So Christine, let everybody know first, could you let everybody know what grade you teach?
I teach kindergarten.
Awesome. And how long have you taught total maybe and kindergarten?
I've taught for 11 years, I believe. And
Awesome.
This is my second year doing kindergarten.
Okay.
I did grade 1 before that.
Awesome. So you've mostly taught the littles, right?
Yeah.
And is there anything you want to share about like what kind of school you're in or maybe where you're located roundabouts?
Yeah, I teach in Canada at a traditional school. So it's just like a public school, but the students wear uniforms.
Awesome. What do you love the most about being a teacher?
I just love all the light bulb moments and all the fun we have together. Never a dull moment.
Oh my gosh.
And they just keep you on your toes all day. So lots of fun.
Yes, they do. Awesome. Okay. So Christine is also a Literacy Club member, as I mentioned. How long have you been a Literacy Club member, Christine?
I think just over a year now.
Awesome. So what I would love to share with everybody are just like some moments from your life as a teacher. So not to start with a negative, but would you mind telling everybody about, I don't know, just like a difficult moment or time period in your teaching career? If you don't mind sharing like what was going on, how you were feeling, all of that.
I think the hardest probably was going online and doing blended learning. So I taught fully blended in 2020 and 2021, so fully online, and then the kids came like in the afternoon, so just switching to doing that was tricky.
A big adjustment, right?
Yeah. Big learning curve.
Do you remember like what, because I know we all have so much going on in our heads as teachers, right? Like we tend to be maybe like perfectionists. Like what kind of worries were you having during that time?
I think a lot of it was just being online and having the parents watching was quite a stress for me, like thinking about everything I'm doing all the time, and then just learning all the technology and how to share with the kids was difficult.
Yeah, for sure. Can you think of any times maybe that wasn't online learning that were also challenging for you as a teacher? Maybe it hasn't been for a while, maybe more recently.
I think I've always wanted to have a good program going for when the kids are when you're working with a small group. Having stuff for the kids to do while I'm working with a small group has always been a struggle, but I feel like I got it together in the last year or so.
Yay, so glad to hear that. Awesome. So flipping to the positive, what have you been really proud of as a teacher? Like what have been maybe like a really good moment or something that you just are proud of you and your students for how far you've come?
I just feel like I've got a good rhythm going with my class now. So
awesome. Let's shift a little bit and talk about the literacy clubs. How would you say that being a Literacy Club member has affected you, like, or impacted you as a teacher and your students, all that good stuff?
That really helped with what I said before about trying to get the kids doing something while I was working with small groups, because you have that plan laid out for us to introduce the small groups and the literacy center. So I found that really helpful. And then just having all the centers every month that I can just easily grab and prep and use.
Awesome. Yay. Kind of related, how would you say that being a Literacy Club member has impacted your work-life balance?
It's a lot easier. I don't spend as much time hunting for things on like Pinterest and Teacher Pay Teacher because I know I can just go there, especially for literacy resources, and I can look up what I need and it's right there.
Awesome. I'm just curious, what do you enjoy doing when you're not teaching? Since you don't have to do quite so much of that, like what do you like to do with your personal time?
My husband and I like to go to hockey games, and then I like to spend time outside and reading.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. What, if any, impact would you say that the Literacy Club materials have had on your students? I know maybe it's helped them be more on task. Have you seen, with centers anyway, have you seen any other impacts on them?
Yeah, I think the resources are really engaging and the kids love them. And it's helped me like have assessments throughout, so I can assess them better and know what they need and be able to differentiate for them.
Awesome. So then probably by the time we're recording this, you may be using some of the centers. Are you using any of the small group resources, or how do you typically use those?
Not quite yet. We're not in small groups quite yet, but I will be using them. Right now I'm just assessing my kids on their alphabet and letter sounds to group them. So
awesome. Okay, let's talk about the PD included in the literacy clubs. I don't know, have you taken advantage of some of like the trainings or come to our monthly Q&A sessions? How do you typically use that side of the membership?
Yes, I love the PD trainings. There's some really good ones in there. Like I watched the launching the small group literacy one, and then the back to school kind of getting organized one I found really helpful. And then the monthly Q&As, I usually can't attend at the time that they're posted, but I watch them later on. And I've submitted a few questions.
Yes, I remember now. So, Christine, you have plenty of teaching experience. You're a leader in our community. If there's a teacher watching this who feels like, oh my goodness, like I'm just kind of like drowning, or I'm overwhelmed, it's just too much, or, you know, I think as teachers, we're hard on ourselves. We're like, I'm not doing a good job. Having been in the field for a while, what would your advice be to them to kind of like get through this?
Just to know that you can do it, and that the kids will learn in spite of you. That was advice given to me a long time ago. And I feel I hold that with me a lot, especially on those days when you're like, nothing's going right. And I still have those days too. So
yeah. Oh, I love that. I want to hit on that. Like we all, no matter how long we've been teaching or been in education, like we all have those days. I know that I used to like look at the teachers, like mostly early on in my teaching career, but you know, they've been teaching for a while and they had all their systems and everything. And I was like, wow, like, you know, I'm doing something wrong. Like I don't have this figured out yet. And they know something that I don't, but I think that it was so helpful to just realize like we all have hard days and it's not going perfectly for any of us. But we do the best we can. And like you said, sometimes they learn in spite of us because they're just little sponges.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. One last question for you. What would you say to a teacher who is considering joining one of our literacy clubs?
Do it. It's really reasonable and you get so much out of it. There's like PD, there's resources, and you can ask questions. And then the community is really great. I found anytime I've posted things in there, everyone comments with really positive feedback. I'd highly recommend it. Awesome.
Well, we love having you as a member. We appreciate the leadership that you are contributing to the clubs too. So we will go ahead and wrap our video up. Again, thank you for being here, Christine. It was so wonderful getting to chat, and I will see you inside the club. I hope you enjoyed learning about Christine as much as I did. If you want to learn more about the literacy clubs and how they can make an impact in your teaching life and your work-life balance, I will leave information in a link along with this video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I will see you in our next video.